Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and let's get something straight right now, because the fastest sedans in the world are not the one with the fanciest badges, or the most complicated hybrid systems, or the biggest screen that can play whale sounds while it massages your spine. Although that sounds nice. It is the one that makes you question your life choice at triple-digit speed while carrying 4 people and a Costco run. Somehow the king still shows up with a supercharged V8 rear-wheel drive and an available manual transmission. Yes, that's right, we're talking about the 4-door Corvette, or the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. Because if we're talking fastest sedans that people actually care about, this thing is not just a spec sheet hero. It is a full-blown event. The Blackwing is the last call at the loud bar. It is the anti-algorithm. It is America looking at the entire luxury performance segment and saying, cool, spreadsheet nerd stuff. Now hand me the keys. You get a 6.2-liter supercharged V8 making 668 horsepower and 659 pound-feet of torque. And yes, it can crack 205 miles per hour, 205 in a sedan with actual doors and an actual trunk and seats in the back for people who still trust you for some reason. And here's the part that makes it legendary. You can get it with a 6-speed manual, a clutch pedal. In this category, in this power class, in this era, that alone makes it a click magnet and a comment section war starter. This car is not just fast, it is important, but the Blackwing being #1 for clickability does not mean the rest of this list is weak. Oh no, we're about to run through 10 4-door missiles that can embarrass supercars while looking like they're headed to a board meeting. So if you like cars that make 0 sense and all the sense in the world at the same time, hit the button, grab a snack, and let's ruin practical transportation forever. Next up is the Lucid Air Sapphire, and this thing is pure Silicon Valley black magic. If the Blackwing is a rock concert, the Sapphire is a railgun in a tailored suit. It is one of those cars that completely resets your understanding of what a sedan can do, because on paper it sounds fake, and then you see it move and your brain just gives up. Over 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and a top speed that runs right up there with the monsters in this list. It is not charming in the old school mechanical way. It is terrifying in the future tense, the kind of acceleration that makes your passenger laugh once and then go dead silent. And the wild part is it still looks like a luxury sedan, not a spaceship from a video game boss level. This is the kind of car that makes combustion fans defensive and EV fans unbearable, which means it is absolutely perfect for this list. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now, and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra, 4 months in the making. And guys, it is the tuner hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend, or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars, plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with the GTR plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens, and we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below, and go get entered as well, and good skill. Then there is the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Redeye Jailbreak, which is basically the opposite philosophy, and I love it for that. The Lucid says precision, the Dodge says violence. This thing is a rolling farewell party for American excess, and it shows up wearing wide body fenders and shouting over everybody. You get a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 making 807 horsepower, and the whole car feels like it was engineered by someone who looked at reason and politely declined. It can run over 200 miles per hour, and that sentence still sounds ridiculous every single time. The Charger is one of those rare cars where the spec sheet is insane, the street presence is insane, and the ownership experience is probably also insane. But if you are making a fastest sedans list and you leave this out, the internet will find your address. Right behind that is the Tesla Model S Plaid, because love it or hate it, this thing changed the conversation. It made people stop asking if EVs could be quick and start asking if humans should be allowed to accelerate like this in traffic. The Plaid is a comments machine. It is also one of the easiest cars on this list to underestimate because it looks so so normal. That is part of the magic. It does not need vents and wings and drama. It just quietly detonates from a stoplight and leaves the loud guy in the next lane staring at his own regret. And yes, there are caveats and package stuff if you want the highest top speed setup, and yes, the internet will argue about it for eternity, which is exactly why it belongs in a retention optimized countdown. Everybody has an opinion, everybody thinks they are right. Perfect. Now let's talk about the new BMW M5, because this car showed up and instantly split the enthusiast world into two camps. One camp said, wow, over 700 horsepower hybrid torque, all weather traction, executive comfort. That is insane. The other camp said, wow, that thing weighs as much as a small moon. Both camps are correct, and that is what makes it interesting. The M5 is no longer pretending to be the raw sports sedan purist fantasy. It is a technological sledgehammer, a very expensive, very fast, very serious sledgehammer. It launches like a much smaller car, piles on speed in a way that feels almost unfair, and somehow still carries the M-Badge expectations on its shoulders while doing all of this with batteries and electric assist in the mix. This is the car you put in the middle of the list because it keeps people watching just to argue with you. Then you have the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT, and this thing is not here to participate. It is here to put lap records in a headlock. Porsche looked at the Taycan, which was already absurdly capable, and said, what if we made a version for people who think normal fast is boring? The Turbo GT hits with that instant EV punch, but what makes it different is the repeatability and the chassis tuning. Porsche does not build one-hit wonder hero cars. They build cars that can do the thing again and again while your confidence falls apart before the hardware does. In the right spec, it can stretch to a seriously high top speed, and the acceleration is the kind that rewires your neck muscles. The crazy part is the badge says Taycan and your brain still files it as sedan until it is deleting your favorite back road in complete silence. After that comes the Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid, which is what happens when a luxury executive express gets possessed by a launch control demon. This car is hilarious because it should not feel as fast as it does. It is big, it is plush, it is expensive enough to make your mortgage nervous, and then you hit launch control and suddenly the horizon starts coming toward you like it owes Porsche money. The hybrid system is not there for green points in this context. It is there to fill torque, sharpen response, and make the whole power delivery feel like one giant uninterrupted punch. And because it is still a Panamera, it can do the whole luxury road trip thing without feeling compromised. This is the car for someone who wants to hit unholy speeds and still complain about seat ventilation quality. The Audi RS7 Performance is next, and this one might be the coolest stealth pick on the list. It is the car for people who do not need attention but absolutely want capability. It has that smooth menace thing Audi does so well, where from one angle it looks elegant and from another angle it looks like it might rob a bank in perfect German. The twin turbo V8 makes stupid power, the all-wheel drive system digs in, and when properly equipped it can run right into serious top speed territory. The RS7 is less about theater than the Hellcat and less about internet discourse than the Tesla, but that is exactly why people love it. It is a grown-up missile, a four-door grand touring weapon with enough style to look special and enough performance to make most sports cars very uncomfortable. Then we get to the BMW M3 CS, and this is where the enthusiast crowd starts leaning forward, because this is not just an M3 with stickers and vibes. The CS treatment actually matters. More power from the S58, sharper chassis tuning, weight savings in the right places, and a whole package that feels like BMW turned the volume knob way past where it should be for a sedan. It is not the biggest car on the list, and it is not the most powerful, but it is one of the most driver focused. It feels angry in the right way, pointy, immediate, like it has something to prove every time you touch the throttle. And because it still says M3, there is built-in legacy, built-in recognition, and built-in thumbnail power. People know what it is. They also know this one is the spicy one. The Mercedes AMG GT63SE Performance four-door coupe absolutely has to be here, because if we are being honest, this thing is a loophole on wheels. It is a four-door, it has rear seats, it has a trunk. It also has enough hybrid boosted V8 fury to make the whole car feel like it is trying to bend pavement. The power numbers are absurd. The torque numbers are even more absurd. And the way AMG deploys that power feels less like a polite luxury brand and more like a tuning company that somehow got access to a boardroom. There will always be a debate over what counts as a true sedan versus a four-door coupe, and honestly, that debate helps this car. Controversy keeps people watching. Meanwhile, the car itself is out here doing numbers that would have sounded impossible not that long ago. And then for the final spot, I want the wild card with style, drama, and just enough chaos to keep the list from feeling too clinical, and that is the Maserati Quattroporteo Trofeo Trofeo. Is it the newest thing here? No. Is it the smartest buy here? Also no. Is it one of the coolest things you could put in a fastest sedan countdown because it has a Ferrari-derived twin turbo 5.8 and a top speed over 200 miles per hour while looking like an Italian mob boss company car? Absolutely yes. The Quattroporteo Trofeo is not just about numbers, it is about aura. It is about the idea of speed delivered with leather, noise, and a little bit of irrationality, which, if we are being honest, is a massive part of why we love this category in the first place. That's what makes this list so good. Fast sedans are the best kind of dumb because they're brilliant at the same time. Anybody can build a two-seat supercar that is uncomfortable and dramatic. Yeah, cool, great. We love those too. But a sedan that can run with supercars while carrying your friends, your camera gear, your groceries, and a bad decision is a completely different flex. And that is the magic. And the reason that we started with the Blackwing, which I absolutely love, is because it represents everything people love about this category in one car. Huge power, real personality, real noise, real driver involvement. It feels like it's a machine made by actual people who still understand that speed is not just a statistic, it is a sensation. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and remember to go to winthisidealcar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Check out these vids over here and promise me one thing: keep living the ideal lifestyle.